Hey everyone, welcome to another edition of PowerCore Productions and Podcastings. And today we're going to be starting one of our two new stories here for PowerCore Productions for Anime Marvel Phase 3, Part 1. And we continue with one of our newer series here on the channel, that being Chainsaw Man, Son of Deadpool. What If Denji Was Deadpool, Season 1, Part 1. As always, if you're new to the channel, or if you're a regular and like what we have to offer, then please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, and hit that bell for post notifications so you can stay up to date on everything that is PowerCore Productions and Podcastings that has to come out now and in the future. So with this series, I know some people are going to be asking what Marvel universe am I merging with this one, and I'm actually using the Cancerverse, the Marvel Cancerverse. If you're familiar with that storyline, when you follow the death of Captain Marvel, the original Captain Marvel, if you will, and his death led to the defeat of the actual death itself, which led to immortal, monstrous beings, which I think flows well with the story of Chainsaw Man. So that's the merger we're going with here. But anyway, I do hope you guys are excited. I have a lot planned for this series. And before you ask, yes, we are covering the Chainsaw Man movie coming out later this year. But without further ado, let's get into today's video. So as always, sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. My name is Denji. No, I don't have a last name. And even if I did, I probably wouldn't want one. My story, my life, it's pretty crazy. More so depressing than anything else. Where do I start? If I had to pick, I'd say it all started in 1982. At least that's what I'm told anyway. So, you see, there was this hero called Captain Marvel. No, not the bitch with the flat ass. I'm talking about the real Captain Marvel. Well, I mean, technically speaking, there were multiple Captain Marvels. I mean, the first Captain Marvel was Monica Rambeau, but you know, we don't talk about that apparently. I'm talking about the first Captain Marvel, Captain Marvel, you know, the guy that was part of that alien race called the bees. I think it was the Kree. Yeah, something like that. Yeah. So anyway, in 1982, that guy got really sick. Apparently caught cancer and was about to die. But for some reason, everyone really loved him. Like, for real. Everyone loved this guy and were really bummed out that he died. So apparently, all the world's superheroes decided to go fight this entity called Death. From what I heard, she was a real looker. Like, slim waist, curves in all the right places. You've never seen what she looks like underneath the shawl, but I'm pretty sure she's hot. Anywho, the heroes killed Death, apparently, and unleashed a can of bigger worms. Safe to say, the world got overrun with these things called devils, powerful entities, and they slowly overpowered, killed most of the heroes, transformed some of them. Some people ran, some people went into retirement. I could go into detail, but yeah, why does it matter? All you need to know is that the end of the world happened, but didn't happen. And heroes died, but didn't die. Some of them are still alive. A lot of them are just jackasses at this point. Like, really, really big jackasses. Like, I can't stress to you enough how big of a jackass some of these guys are. I mean, they need to get kicked in the nuts, but they probably don't even have nuts anymore. Although I'm not really one to talk since I sold one of mine. But that's neither here nor there. So you want to know my story. My story. Well, I had a dad. People called him Wade Wilson. He went by another name. You probably know him as Deadpool. Well, safe to say, my dad was one of those heroes that fought against death, and he disappeared, unfortunately. One thing that Dad never mentioned, unfortunately, was that he had a lot of debt. You see, there were a lot of contracts he was supposed to fulfill, a lot of people he was supposed to kill, which half of them died anyway. But you see, my dad was a mercenary. Called him a merc with a mouth, and he had one on him. Problem was, he had a lot of contracts that didn't get filled, and well, they kind of fell on me, and I had to pay that debt off. The only problem is that when it comes to paying debt, you have to spend money to pay money, just to make money, just to pay it all back. So, safe to say, I haven't had the best of childhoods. I was walking around with one nut, one eye, one kidney. You see, when they found out that I was his son, they thought that I had all of his powers. Yeah, regeneration wasn't one of them. Learned that the hard way because no anesthetic, nothing at all. Guy just comes up behind me, shanks me with a rusty ass knife. I've probably got multiple diseases from that alone. Rips out my kidney, holding it up like a damn trophy, and he's like, it'll grow back, it'll grow back. No, dumbass, it didn't. And well, it didn't matter because they kept going. They took an eye. I sold my nut. What the? Anyway, I don't know what I am. Some people say I'm 15, some people say I'm 16. I could be 30 years old for all I know. I had to drop out of school early. Dad didn't leave much behind that was useful. There were some katanas, but I'm not skilled with a sword. There were some guns, but I had to pawn those to pay the debt. All I was left with was a tattered and torn red and black suit and a diary. A diary that I can only read the front page of because someone read it to me. Dear son, Denji, if you're reading this, it means your papa's finally moved on to that great old ranch in the sky. First off, if you are reading this, it means someone actually killed me. Like, who the fuck actually managed to take me down? Like, can you believe this? I mean, seriously, I'm just writing this memoir right now because all the super cucks are about to go and fight against death, apparently. Save this Captain Marvel or whoever his name is. I mean, for real, all we could do is just let him die. Replace him with someone new. Replace him with a chick, a blonde chick. I mean, that'll be all right. I mean, that can't possibly go wrong. And I mean, if it does, we can always move on to another one or another one. I mean, we have options, people. Anywho, I'm teaming up with the big guns, too. Captain America, Iron Man, Hulk, Spidey. I'm even getting with some of the X-Men. I tried to join those guys a few times, but they're not too keen on hanging out with me. Anywho, when you do see this, if any of those guys are still around, I'd say definitely hang out with them. They'd be a better influence on you than I ever was. Although, I would definitely stay away from the professor. I don't trust bald people. I'm sorry. I know that's probably really insensitive, but there's just something about that big, cue-bald son of a... Look, just stay away from him, okay? Otherwise, he's going to violate you. Mentally. Like, I'm not joking. He will seriously violate you mentally. Like, I don't consent to the way he goes inside my mind at all, but he just does it anyway. Like, sir, have you not heard of no says no? Like, for real, what's wrong with that cue ball? Look, anywho, you're gonna experience a lot of stuff because, well, you're the product of my loins. But I need you to know, no matter what happens, no matter what adversities you might face, you can conquer any of it because you're not just any son of Deadpool. You're the son of Deadpool. And there probably could be more. I mean, I'll be entirely honest. I don't wrap it up. I know I should, but I don't. So who knows? You could have brothers and sisters all around the world. And if you see them, hand them the diary, because I didn't have enough money for 2. So you're all just going to have to learn to share. That's your first task as a family, if there's more of you. Any advice I can give, never trust a big butt and a smile. If you get, oh crap, I'm running out of space at the bottom of this piece of paper, and I've had to write really, really tiny. Shit, I should probably stop writing because I'm wasting space. I'm sorry, Denji. Anyway, I'll move on to the next page now. That was all that Denji could read. The first page has a lot, yes, but still. Because someone only read him the first page, that was all he had. The only thing Denji had in this world, besides a tired, torn hero costume, half of his body parts, was a little devil dog by the name of Pochita that had a chainsaw sticking out in the middle of its forehead. That was useful for devil hunting. Denji found himself in the servitude of Yakuza. Yakuza that had no qualms of making his life a living hell. But unfortunately, the boy had started from so low that for him, hell was nothing more but a nice old summer vacation. It didn't matter what he had to do. Denji did what was needed of him to survive. It didn't matter what devil he had to fight. It didn't matter what demeaning task he had to take. There was one time he had to fight against the cow devil. Well, killing it was fine, but cleaning up its large piles of shit afterwards was not so much. He probably got a disease because he ended up getting multiple cuts that were pusking. Yeah, safe to say, if he could have had anything from his father, that healing factor sure would have been beneficial. But such was life. For Denji, today on the menu was taking down the tomato devil. Seemed easy enough. The carcass was dragged away, and he got paid well, although the boss had to take out the finder's fee, the hunting fee, the stowaway fee, the driver's fee, and fees upon fees upon fees. And then on top of that, there were all the other people that Denji had to pay back. Like, seriously, people were just crawling out of the woodwork. Everyone, even some weird blind old lady who lived down the street. Apparently, his dad owed her something as well, and she was probably the most scary of all of them, because it didn't matter what time it was. When she knocked on the door for her money, she was taking something or else. And the or else was never really pleasant. Safe to say, for Denji, this life, if you could even call it that, it sucked. He had hit rock bottom, although that was pretty much the state of the world right now. Everywhere, people were fighting, fending for their lives. The heroes that people once relied upon, they were long gone. And what was left were selfish, egotistical, maniacal maniacs. Anyway, Denji just learned to roll with the punches. After all, it was nothing that he could really do about it now anyway. As long as he had Pochita and a slice of bread, then, well, what more could you ask for? Although it would be nice to have some jam on it. He never even had jam, or butter, or honey. The closest thing he ever got was a half-empty packet of ketchup that he found in the dumpster. It tasted like rancid tomato paste with just a hint of sewer water, but still, it had some flavor, right? Some nutritional value? I mean, he hoped. All the same, the only thing that got him through the night was thinking about dreams. Dreaming about living a normal life. A life where maybe he went to school, got a decent education. He didn't need to go to college. He just wanted to put a plaque on the wall. Find an average-looking girl, She didn't have to be anything special. She didn't have to be a model, but I mean, that would be nice. I mean, she could be average. She could be chunky. She could be round. Denji would still go down on that. I mean, he'd seen a couple of obese women in his day, and it's like, I mean, where there's a hole, there's a goal. Why does it matter? I mean, tits come in all shapes and sizes. Why do we have to judge them? Pochita would just listen on tirelessly, especially whenever Denji had to go on a boob rant. I mean, seriously, Pochita, the world is so picky nowadays. So what if she's got an H cup or an A cup? All that matters is that she's got a cup. I'm just trying to cop a feel on that cup. It's like, for real. It's always thin is in. Get out with the curves. I mean, there's nothing wrong with curves. I love curves. Fruit's curvy. I mean, I never get to try it, but still, it's nice to think about. We can't keep living like this. We gotta do something. We gotta make a move. What would Dad do right now? That was something that often plunged Denji's mind. What would his father do? He didn't know much about his father, save for the stories he heard. To some, Deadpool was nothing more but a murdering, psychotic SOB. A schizophrenic who believed that he was in some fictional world and that people could watch him. Some say he was a madman. Some say he was a monster. For Denji, he preferred the term misunderstood. I mean, sure, it was pretty selfish to just run off and who knows what in some fight to save the galaxy universe. It's not like it mattered anyway, because guess what? Ever since the world went to pot, all those heroes in outer space and in other realms just stopped showing up. I mean, Thor got killed, thank God. Whatever God you're thinking. And no Asgardians ever came back. No one from any other parts of the world ever came back. The Guardians never came back. No one ever came back, which is so funny because everyone's always trying to take over Earth. It's always the Skrulls or the Kree or the Shatari or who knows what villain of the week, whatever flavor of the month you want to go with. But then when the Earth's really in trouble, when we could really use some help right now, I mean, anything would be better than this. It's like nobody wants to show up. It's like everyone just suddenly gets too busy to come to Earth. But when Earth is fine and flourishing, oh no, that's when everybody wants to come. Not that type of come. Get your mind out of the gutter. I mean, seriously, things got so bad, there's actually a new religion in the world right now. It's called the Church of Galactus. You have people praying that Galactus shows up and just consumes the entire planet. Well, I mean, it's not like he hasn't tried. It's just that they somehow keep kicking his ass, which I have to say, I mean, the guy's called Galactus, Eater of Worlds. How the hell do they manage to keep stopping him? Well, anywho, the Church of Galactus keep praying that he shows up. Who knows? Maybe he will. Maybe he'll wipe us all out. Who knows? Who cares? Anywho, it was late in the night for Denji when he got a call. It was from the boss. Another job, another devil. Although when Denji arrived to the warehouse, he was safe to find that there was no one there except for he and the boss. The boss commented that Denji was a good hand. He was like a dog. He did as he was told, and he worked for scraps. Obedient. But the thing was, to go to the next level, you gotta make sacrifices. You understand what I'm saying, Denji? No. What I'm saying is, sometimes to make eggs, you gotta break omelets. Wait, I've never had an omelet. Sometimes to make a milkshake, you gotta milk the cow. What's milk? I mean, I've seen it, but I've never had it. Look, sometimes to make raisins, you gotta leave some grapes in the sun. Why would you do that? I mean, I guess, but like, what's with the? Oh my God, you idiot! Look, Denji. Sometimes. Why the fuck am I doing this? Just stab him already. Wait, hold on. What? Denji looked down to see that he and Pochita had both been run through the chest with a katana. He coughed and spurted up blood as he looked to the boss, confused. It's like putting down Old Yeller. I don't get that reference. No, and you never will. Denji, we need power. Lots of power. The old man started to twist and turn as he transformed into a zombie-like creature. He had made a deal with the zombie devil, and to make that deal, he and his crew required a sacrifice. Denji and Pochita were that sacrifice. They desperately tried to run, keyword was try. Denji slowly galloping away as zombies slowly walked behind him with cleavers and knives. Okay, this is bad. Really bad. I gotta think, what would Dad do right now? I know, Dad would try to, oh shit, I got stabbed. No, right in the shoulder. Oh, the back. Ah, my knees. Oh, wait, no. Not the face. Oh God, help. Oh. And just like that, Denji and Pochita were turned into shish kebab. They were chopped up into pieces and thrown in a dumpster. They didn't even bother to eat them. I mean, that's just a waste. Anywho, as Denji lied in the dumpster, dead, his blood trickled into the mouth of the dying devil, Pochita. Using it to vitalize its strength, it used its power to draw Denji's mangled body back together and restoring that tattered, beaten, old red and black uniform that he spouted in the battle. As Denji slowly awoke, he found himself in what he felt was heaven. He looked down and he saw that he was in a completely refurbished red suit. It was his father's suit. So what? The old man gave me his clothes at the pearly gates, or what happened? Pochita, you're here. You're following through with our promise, right? You know the deal. It looks like it's too late for me, but not for you. I want you to live. Live your life. Well, live life for the both of us. Stay safe and get out of this place. Make a new world for yourself. Whatever you want to do. I can't wait to see it. You've always been a good friend to me, Denji. And you know, I loved hearing about your dreams. That's why I want to make a new deal. Take my heart and show me. Show me your dreams, Denji. Denji would awaken in the dumpster to find that the new suit he was in was indeed real, but Pochita was gone. He could feel his heart beating, and from out of his suit, he saw the ripcord. Pochita, you idiot. The dumpster would open up with a kick as Denji jumped out once again. He felt the mask on top of his head as he pulled it down over his face. What? How is he still alive? And why is he dressed like that? Seriously, the red and the black? What's it even for? Because, you shit nugget, you won't be able to see me bleed. And your blood will fuse in nicely. Fuse? Who? Who in the hell do you think you are? The zombies all began to swarm around Denji all at once, as Denji prepared to rip the cord on his chest. You really want to know? My name's Denji, and I'm the son of Deadpool. Now, get ready to suck some. The zombies would all swarm around Denji all at once, before immediately all being shot away, as chainsaws protruded from both sides of his arm, and an orange-like metallic mask that had the horn of a chainsaw revving through it. His eyes glowed ferally as he looked towards the zombie devil, before immediately lunging, hacking and slashing, clawing away with his chainsaw arms and his chainsaw forehead. He went through until every zombified member and the zombie devil himself were all reduced to nothing but mush. By the time the sun rose, 3 individuals would walk to the warehouse, 2 men being led by a woman that walked in between them. Do not be fooled. No, not at all. This woman was more powerful than she looked, and they were aware of it. Is this the site? Yes, Miss Makima. This is the location of the zombie devil. Although, it doesn't look like there's anything left of him. As they opened the shutter doors, they saw only one person left standing. No way. He's back? Makima would walk forward. Wait, Miss Makima, we advise against it. It's all right, boys. Did you do all of this? Yes, ma'am. I did. I see. So, what are you? You don't smell like a fiend or a devil. Human. That's me. The chainsaws would slowly disappear along with the metallic mask, leaving only the masked hero in question. Will you please hold me? Denji prepared to fall forward, but he fell into the resting arms of the woman as she cradled him to the ground, lifting up his mask and seeing the real face down below. Just as I thought. No, it's not Wade. It's someone else. But I do see the resemblance. Perhaps a family member. What's your name? Denji, ma'am. Denji. My name's Makima. I'm a part of the Public Safety Devil Hunters Association. We were here to kill the zombie devil, but you seem to have beaten us to it, Mr. Deadpool. Please, Mr. Deadpool was my father. I see. Well, you have 2 options now, Denji. You can either be killed now as a devil, or you can come work for me and let me be your master. I promise to make it worth your while. You'll be fed breakfast, lunch, dinner, even dessert. What? What's for breakfast? I'd say toast with butter and jam is always a staple at my breakfast. You had me at toast. Denji would pass out in her arms. Little did he know that His life had changed in so many ways. This new chapter in his life, the son of Deadpool. For some, they would consider it a blessing. Others, they would consider it a curse. For Denji, in his heart of hearts, he was nothing more but a dog. But as they say about dogs, each one has its day. This concludes Chainsaw Man, Son of Deadpool. What If Denji Was Deadpool? Season 1, Part 1. If you enjoyed today's video, then please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, and hit that bell for post notifications so you can stay up to date on everything that is PowerCore Productions and Podcastings that's to come out now and in the future. Stay tuned this afternoon as we'll be continuing with What If the Winter Soldier Was in BioShock, Season 1, Part 1, and come back tomorrow morning as we continue with What If Denji Was Deadpool, Season 1, Part 2. But that's going to do it for today's video. I'm Javon Harrington signing off, and I'll see you next time.